It was a quiet town, the kind of town where people left their doors unlocked, where neighbors smiled like family, where nothing ever happened. But on one particular night, inside a guest house called Rosewood, 4 people walked in, and only 3 walked out alive. Or at least, that's what the police believed. Because the truth was worse. The truth was, the killer didn't break in. The killer didn't run away. The killer didn't even hide. The killer sat with them. Ate with them, smiled with them, and the scariest part, the killer was so close that even the victim didn't realize they were eating their last meal. So today, listen carefully, because this story isn't just about murder, it's about fear, trust, and the moment you realize you never knew the people you loved. Her name was Aisha Malik, 27 years old, a quiet woman with tired eyes and a straw heart. She didn't talk much about her past, not because she was proud of it, but because it hurt. Aisha grew up in a small house where silence was safer than speaking, where emotions were hidden behind forced smiles, where she learned early that love can be temporary, but pain stays forever. After years of struggling, she finally got a job in a new city. Not a dream job, but a chance to breathe, a chance to start again. She packed her clothes, her laptop, and one framed photo, a picture of her and her best friend Zara, taken years ago in college. Zara was the only person who knew Aisha's real self, her fear, her trauma, her secrets. And Zara was the reason Aisha didn't completely fall apart. When Aisha reached the city, she didn't want a crowded apartment. She didn't want noisy roommates. She wanted peace. So she searched online until she found it. A listing with beautiful pictures. Rosewood Guest House, private stay, fully furnished, peaceful area. It looked like a dream. An old-style house, soft yellow lights, wooden stairs, a small garden, the kind of place where you could heal. Aisha stared at the screen and whispered, "Maybe this is Italiano." The taxi dropped her at the end of a quiet street. Rosewood stood there, like it had been waiting. The house was bigger than the pictures. Older too, the paint was slightly faded. The windows were tall and dark, and the front gate creaked as she pushed it open. Aisha felt a strange chill, not because it was cold, but because it felt like someone was watching. She walked up the steps and knocked. The door opened slowly. A man stood there. He was in his late 40s, neatly dressed, clean-shaved. "Kamais," he smiled politely. Miss Aisha Malik Ayesa nodded. "I'm Mr. Kareem," he said. "A man is Rosewood." His voice was gentle, almost comforting. Aisha forced a smile. "Thank you for letting me stay." Mr. Kareem stepped aside. "Welcome home." That word, home, felt strange coming from a stranger. Aisha entered. The air inside smelled like old wood and something faintly sweet, like perfume. Or maybe something decaying. The door shut behind her with a heavy click, and suddenly the outside world felt far away. Mr. Kareem showed her around. "This is the living room. This is the kitchen. This hallway leads to the bedrooms." Aisha noticed something. There were no family photos, no decorations, no personal items. It didn't feel like a guest house. It felt like a place designed to look empty. Mr. Kareem handed her the keys. If you need anything, call me, Aisha asked softly. Do you live nearby? Mr. Kareem smiled. I live wherever the house needs me. Aisha laughed nervously, thinking it was a joke. But Mr. Kareem didn't laugh. He just stared for a second, then walked away. Aisha watched him leave through the front door, and the moment he stepped outside, the house became silent. Not peaceful silence, but the kind of silent that makes you feel like your own breathing is too loud. Aisha unpacked her things. She placed her clothes in the closet, put her laptop on the desk, placed Zara's photo on the bedside table. Then she checked the locks. Front door locked, back door locked. Windows closed. She told herself, "You're safe. Stop overthinking." She made tea, sat in the living room, and for a few minutes, everything felt normal until she heard it. A soft creak. From upstairs, Aisha froze. She stared at the staircase. Nothing moved. She swallowed. Maybe the house was old. She turned the TV on for noise. But the TV showed only static. She changed channels. Static again. Static. Then suddenly the TV turned off by itself. Aisha's heart beat faster. She grabbed her phone and called Zara. Zara answered immediately. Finally. How's the new place? Aisha smiled weakly. It's nice. Zara laughed. Nice? That's all? Show me. Aisha walked around with the camera as Zara whistled. Girl, that's huge. You're living like a queen. Aisha forced a laugh. Zara noticed her face. What's wrong? Aisha hesitated. Nothing. Just tired. Zara narrowed her eyes. Aisha, don't lie. I know you. Aisha lowered her voice. This house feels weird. Zara rolled her eyes playfully. Stop watching horror movies. Aisha smiled, but inside, she wasn't joking. After the call, Aisha went to bed. She turned off the lights. The room became dark. Her eyes slowly closed. Then, tap, a sound from the window. Aisha opened her eyes instantly. She held her breath. Again, tap. T-A-P. Like someone tapping from outside. But she was on the second floor. Aisha sat up slowly. Her phone vibrated. Unknown number. A message. Welcome home. Aisha's blood turned cold. She typed quickly. Who is this? No reply. She stared at the screen. Her hands shaking. Then she heard it again. A soft sound in the hallway. Footsteps. Slow. Controlled. Aisha whispered, Hello. No answer. The footsteps stopped outside her door. The door handle moved slightly, whoosed a little, like someone testing it. Aisha's throat went dry. She grabbed the lamp beside her bed and held it like a weapon. She stared at the door, waiting. But the door didn't open. The footsteps slowly walked away. Aisha didn't sleep that night. She just sat there until morning. Morning sunlight entered the room. Aisha looked around. Everything was normal. No one was there. No broken locks. No open windows. She laughed at herself quietly. Maybe it was a prank message. She went downstairs. Mr. Kareem was already there, watering the garden. Like he never slept. Aisha walked to him carefully. Good morning. Mr. Kareem turned slowly. His smile was polite. Good morning, Miss Malik. Did you sleep well? Aisha hesitated, then lied. Yes. Mr. Kareem nodded like he already knew the truth. This house makes noises sometimes, he said. Old walls. Old secrets. Aisha forced a smile. Secrets. Mr. Kareem looked at the house and said softly, Some places remember everything. Aisha swallowed. Then she asked a question she didn't want to ask. Has anything bad ever happened here? Mr. Karim stared at her. His eyes didn't blink. Then he said calmly, Not bad. He paused, just unfinished. Aisha felt her stomach twist. What does that mean? Mr. Karim smiled again. It means not everyone who enters Rosewood leaves the same. Aisha stood still. Mr. Karim walked away, and Aisha realized something. This man didn't talk like a caretaker. He talked like someone who owned the darkness inside the house. That afternoon, Aisha got a call, Zara. Guess what? Aisha smiled. What? Zara said proudly. I'm coming tomorrow. I'll stay with you. One night. We'll chill. We'll eat. We'll gossip. Aisha felt relief. Please come. I hate being alone here, Zara laughed. Done. And listen, Hamza might come too. Aisha's smile faded slightly. Hamza was Zara's fiancé confidant. Loud, the type of man who thought he was always right. Aisha didn't hate him, but she didn't trust him either. Still, she agreed. Okay. The next day, Zara arrived. She hugged Aisha tightly. I missed you. Aisha's eyes got wet. I needed you. Zara pulled back and smiled. See, I told you I'm your lucky charm. Then a car stopped behind them. Hamza stepped out. And behind him, another girl? Quiet, sharp eyes. Zara introduced her quickly. This is my cousin Sarah. She insisted on coming. Aisha blinked. I didn't know. Zara waved it off. More fun. Aisha forced a smile. But inside, she felt the same chill again because she remembered the message. Don't trust the last guess. And now there were guests. That evening, Aisha cooked. Zara helped in the kitchen, laughing. Hamza sat in the living room scrolling his phone. Sarah walked around the house silently, observing. Aisha noticed Sarah staring at the walls. You okay? Aisha asked. Sarah nodded. This house feels heavy. Aisha froze. You feel it too? Sarah looked at her. Some houses carry memories. This one feels like it's holding its breath. Aisha didn't reply. Dinner was served. They sat at the dining table. And then Mr. Karim appeared. He knocked gently and entered with a tray. Tea, he said. Zara smiled politely. Oh, thank you. Hamza laughed. Uncle, you live here too? Mr. Karim's eyes moved to Hamza. He smiled. This house is my responsibility. Sarah asked softly. Has anything ever happened here? Mr. Karim stared at Sarah for a moment, then replied. Many things. Zara laughed nervously. Don't scare us. Mr. Karim's voice stayed calm. I'm not scaring you. I'm warning you. Silence. Hamza rolled his eyes. Old stories. Mr. Karim looked at him and said something that made the air cold. The ones who don't believe are always the first to panic. Hamza frowned. What? Mr. Karim smiled again and left. Aisha felt her hand shaking slightly. Zara whispered, He's creepy. Aisha nodded. Sarah whispered, He's not the only creepy thing here. After dinner, they moved to the living room. Zara played music softly. Aisha finally felt relaxed. Hamza cracked jokes. For a moment, it felt like a normal night. Then suddenly lights out. Everything went black. Sarah screamed at Hamza, laughed nervously. Load shedding. Aisha stood up instantly, her heart racing. because she knew this wasn't normal. A loud sound came from upstairs. Thud, Sarah whispered. What was that? Hamza turned on his phone flashlight. I'll check. He walked upstairs confidently. Zara followed him halfway. Aisha stayed downstairs with Sarah. Then Aisha noticed something. Sarah wasn't scared. She looked focused, like she was listening. Aisha whispered, "You're not scared?" Sarah replied softly, "I am, but fear doesn't help." Then her eyes shifted to the corner of the room. Aisha followed her gaze. Nothing there. But Sarah whispered, "Someone is here." Aisha's throat went dry. Hamza shouted from upstairs, "Come here." Aisha ran upstairs. Zara behind her, Sarah Fahud. Hamza stood outside Aisha's bedroom, his face pale. He pointed inside. Aisha looked on the bed. A doll, a child's doll, its mouth stitched shut. And beside it, a note. "One of you is lying." Zara covered her mouth. "What the hell is this?" Hamza grabbed the note. "This is your sick prank, Zara." Zara slapped his arm. "Are you insane?" Aisha's phone vibrated. Unknown number. A message. "Don't trust the last kiss." Aisha's eyes widened. Last kiss. Then suddenly the lights came back, and in the bright hallway they saw Mr. Kareem standing behind them, quietly, smiling, as if he had been watching the whole time. Aisha's voice shook. "Mr. Kareem, what is this?" Mr. Kareem looked at the doll. His smile didn't change. "Children leave toys behind," sighed softly. Hamza stepped forward angrily. "You did this! You're trying to scare us." Mr. Kareem looked at Hamza calmly. "This house doesn't scare people." He paused. "It reveals them." Zara grabbed Aisha's hand. "Let's leave now." They rushed downstairs. Hamza pulled the front door handle. It didn't move. It stuck. He pulled harder. Nothing. Sarah tried the back door. "Locked. Windows." "Locked." Zara's voice shook. "No, no. Open it." Aisha's heart pounded. She looked around. "This can't be happening." Hamza turned to Mr. Kareem. "You locked us in." Mr. Kareem raised his hands. "I didn't touch anything." Hamza moved closer. "Stop acting innocent." Mr. Kareem's smile faded. His eyes became cold. Then he said quietly, "The house chose tonight." Aisha whispered, "What does that mean?" Mr. Kareem didn't answer. He just stared at them, like they were already dead. Aisha's phone vibrated again. Unknown number. "Look in the kitchen." Aisha's heart stopped. Zara grabbed her arm. "No, don't," Hamza said. "We have to." They walked slowly toward the kitchen. The lights flickered once, twice, then stabilized. Aisha stepped inside first and froze. Sarah was on the floor, blood spreading beneath her. Her eyes open, not blinking. Zara screamed so loudly it felt like the house shook. "Sarah! Nitrogen monoxide!" Zara dropped to her knees. Hamza stumbled back. "What? What the hell?" Aisha couldn't breathe. She stared at Sarah's face. Sarah's lips were slightly parted, like she tried to say something, but couldn't. Zara cried, shaking Sarah's shoulders. "Wake up, please." But Sarah was gone. Aisha whispered, "This is real." Hamza looked around wildly. "Who did this?" Then Aisha noticed something. Mr. Kareem was gone. He wasn't in the hallway. He wasn't in the living room. He vanished. Like he was never there. Aisha's voice cracked. The killer is inside the house. Zara looked up at Aisha, tears streaming. Then we're next. Aisha's phone vibrated one last time. Unknown number. Now the game starts. Aisha stared at the message, her hands shaking, and the camera of the story slowly pulls back, showing the empty hallway, the dark staircase, and the feeling that someone is watching them from upstairs, smiling. That night, they came as guests, but now they were prisoners. And the killer was not outside. The killer was not far. The killer was inside Rosewood, and the killer was about to make them turn on each other until only one person remained.